Hello there, welcome back to the channel. This is Hocus with episode 5 of Hocus Plays Minecraft, our Let's Play Minecraft series that we're running here on the channel in a brand new world. So, you guys, I hope you're having a great day so far. I certainly am, and I'm ready for a very special episode today. So, in terms of plans, we are, I hope, going to take out the Ender Dragon today. And as well as that, I'm going to look into what may be quite a simple way for us to gather some ancient debris in the Nether so that we can upgrade our diamond armor to Netherite as soon as possible. So before we begin today's episode, I've got a couple of things to look into with you. In between episodes, we have found ourselves not only one zombie spawner, but 2 zombie spawners. Now, unfortunately, they are around 1,000 blocks apart, so there's no way on earth we'll be able to do a double spawner setup with these. But I guess we could use one of them, the first one being the closest to our base, to create some form of small XP farm until we've got the ability to create something that will work a little bit more efficiently for us. We've got a few things going on now, guys. I will go over those in just a second once we dealt with this guy. And he's done. Okay. So a couple new farms in the area. Firstly, a sheep farm for the wool, because we are going to need this later in the episode for a specific reason. You guys might have started to guess what that is by now based on the information I gave you at the start of the episode. But I implore you not to mentally spoil it for yourself. So forget all of the predictions that you've made and go into it with a clean, blank slate mind, okay? And then down here we've got ourselves a little melon farm because I wanted to make a glistening watermelon so that we could have some splash potions of healing, which we've got right here. And we are currently in the middle of preparing for the fight, as I say. So what I want to do next, and before I am feeling comfortable heading over to the Stronghold, I do want to get my hands on some phantom membrane to make some slow falling potions. So I think I haven't slept for 2 nights now, kind of just waiting and farming the few crops we've got growing outside whilst that time is ticking by. But yeah, I guess we'll get that phantom membrane hopefully tonight. I think the 3rd night is when they start to spawn, or at least I hope so. I don't really want to wait any longer, but once they start to spawn, I've got that phantom membrane. I'll brew up the potions, which we've been doing back here in this brewing stand. I've got the awkward potions ready to go. Just need to dump the ingredients in right now, and then we can start searching for that stronghold. Okay, here we go. Oops, that was a nice miss for the first shot. Yeah, let's take this guy out as well. Don't want him interfering. And the phantom's coming back for round 2. Oh, there we go. Alright, now I don't know if this is a guaranteed drop. I'm hoping it is because I only see one at the moment. Okay, come on, guy. Right into the blade. Alright, looks like it's going to take one more hit. Let's kind of bait him this direction so that those zombies again don't get involved. That's the treat. Oh lord. Get out of here. Alright, come on, swoop, 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 swoop. No, I missed him. Alright, this is proving to be harder than I thought it would be. Alright, this is it. This has got to be it. Come here. There we go. Alright, 2 phantom membrane. That will work perfectly. Okay then, guys, I think that we are just about ready to make our journey over to the Stronghold. Now, analyzing our inventory before we go, the 3 potions for the battle that we have are Strength, Splash Potion of Healing just in case, and a Potion of Slow Falling so that the dragon can't knock us to our death, because we don't currently have the Feather Falling Boots. And then I've also got some potions of swiftness. These are mainly to get us to the Stronghold faster, but also may be useful during the fight. You may have also noticed that my levels dropped drastically. That's because I spent a lot of experience trying to get Infinity. Wasn't able to get it, but we did have a few arrows, and I was able to craft up around a stack more. And then finally, before we go here, I'm just going to chuck some extra durability on our armor so that we don't end up losing a piece during the fight. That could be a bad thing, or it definitely would be a bad thing. So let's go ahead and throw some of these on. Oops, so we're going to have to actually take our armor off first. Chuck it in, and we should be able to afford this because it's very cheap the first time around. There we go, fully repaired armor. And then before I forget, let's also grab a bed so that if we do need to sleep during our trip, then we can go ahead and do that, get the night out of the way. I'll just replace those blocks for now with the bed, just to keep it in the hotbar. And then what we're going to do is grab one of our swiftness potions, get that down our neck, and throw the first Eye of Ender to see where we're going to be going. I have no idea where that went, to be honest. Oh, it's right there. Okay, so it looks like we're heading in this direction, which means I should probably grab the boat as well, right? Oh boy, is this going to be a hat trick for the episode? I think it is. I can hear zombies. Oh, yes. So this one was a dead giveaway. The cobblestone was on the outside of a mountain here. And I'm currently still on the journey to the Stronghold, by the way. I haven't found it just yet, but... Oh, I'll take that. Oh, a name tag as well. I'm going to grab that. The rest of this stuff, I'm just going to coordinate mark in my little notebook, and I'll come back to it. But that's our third zombie spawner within the past 24 hours, because I found the other two last night as well. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, in terms of progress, we are around almost 2,000 blocks away from home base. Where did it go? Okay, it went that way. All right, and of course, it just drops on top of the tree. We still have a distance to go, I believe, because the eyes are still traveling in a similar direction to the one that we set out in. So I'm going to continue onwards, hopefully get this guy back, and I will meet you next time at the Stronghold. And after a long time of searching, I won't lie, again, this always seems to take me a long time to find the portals, but we finally found it. And this is probably one of the coolest strongholds I've ever spawned into, or ever had spawned into my world, I should say. It's within a cave system, so I was able to drop down into a cave to find it. And it runs through a ravine, it runs through a bunch of different caves. It really does look pretty awesome, so I can't wait to eventually build something here one day. But as for now, it's time to hop into the portal, fight the dragon, and just so that you guys know, I'm just going to time-lapse this fight because it's something you've seen before. I've done it already, so I'm just going to time-lapse the fight, and once it's over, we are probably going to head into the outer end islands. I don't ever know what to call that area, and try and grab ourselves some Elytra too, just to make the trip a little bit more worthwhile. So without further ado, let's get this party started. Alright then guys, so as you can probably tell from the footage, that dragon fight was second time lucky, and the reason why was because in the first fight, I was doing so well, I was taking it so easy because that dragon fight does become slightly robotic and mechanical at a certain point. And then all of a sudden I was flung up into the air thinking, you know, I'll be safe, I've got the slow falling potion. And of course, silly me forgot to reapply it. So the 4 minutes on the first one was up and we had no more slow fall left. And for that reason, we quickly fell and just annihilated ourselves against the ground. And unfortunately, that was our first death of the series. But as you could see, I quickly hopped back to the portal. I just grabbed some bum gear that we've got hanging around the base, got back into the fight, grabbed our stuff, and finished the dragon off. So now we're over in the outer islands of the end, and I'm just scouring the area, being careful not to look at any of the Endermen, because that would be a bit of a disaster right now. Just scouring the area, see if there are any nearby cities. If not, then I guess I'm just going to have to explore for a little bit, because I'm not leaving here without a pair of Elytra wings. I'm telling you that as a fact. Oh, wow. So this end city is actually very close to where we spawned into the area. So our spawn was just somewhere over there on the island. And with a small amount of traveling, we've made it over to this place. And it is absolutely huge. I mean, look at the size of this thing. We're going to get a bunch of shulker shells from this so we can make some shulker boxes. It has a boat, so that is exactly what we require. I'm just going to dive headfirst into this place, clear it all out, grab the Elytra, and then we are going to make our way back to the overworld. Careful there, Enderman, with your spawning. And at that point, we will take a dive into hopefully getting our hands on some netherite today as well. That'll be two pretty awesome things done in one episode, if you ask me. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm just going to get out of here. I've got a good amount of shulker shells to get us started, and I just really don't feel safe in this area. I feel like I'm gonna die if I carry on hanging around here. So what I'm gonna do is make an effort to get on the boat. There we go. Let's make a quick break down below deck, because that is where they keep this beautiful piece of equipment that I'm about to steal from this dude. You're done. Wrong button. Give it a couple spins, because yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I didn't just accidentally do that. And let's grab everything up. I'm gonna just bosh a lot of this into an ender chest because I am interested in keeping it. All right, and you know what? Let's just start clearing up inventory space. That would probably make sense. And then anything else? Yeah, we got a couple more items, a bit more gold, some nice leggings. I'm also going to steal these chests, but before I do that, I will finish up this clip because you guys probably don't want to see me break those. We also want to grab this if we can. You know what? We're hanging right over the void there. Maybe I'll come back for that when we have rockets. I don't particularly feel safe breaking that. Anyway, let's head back to base because, as I say, things are getting a bit hairy here. Here we go. Woohoo! And according to Minecraft, not to myself though, because the Wither is also considered a boss, I guess, we have completed the game. And not for the first time, so I'm going to give it a nice quick skip. And we are back at base. Alright. So let's take a look at the fruits of our labor here. So we've got 13 shulker shells. As I say, it's, you know, it's okay. It'll get us started at least. And what we can do with those guys is something like this and something like that. And that leaves us with 6 shulker boxes. Awesome. And of course, we've got ourselves the Elytra as well, which we need to, as soon as possible, get mending and unbreaking on. And then I will feel comfortable using them. But as for everything else, I'm going to reorganize. And then as for the second part of the episode, I've mentioned this a few times now, we're going to see if we can grab ourselves any of the new netherite ore block. It's called, what is it called? It's called Ancient Debris. Alright, so my tension levels have lowered a bit now that we're back in the base and not in the end where things could easily go wrong. And we've stored everything away, created a few new chest signs and such, just to make sure everything's organized. And now, the moment we've all... Wow, I don't know if we've been waiting for this one, actually. The dragon fight might have been a bit more exciting, but we've gathered up all of the wool. We're going to be using this to craft beds, and we are going to be using those beds to search for some ancient debris in the nether. So if you guys didn't know, if you try to use a bed in the nether, it explodes. And the beds, as I say, have a larger explosion in TNT. So for that reason, as well as them being cheaper, we're going to try to use them to farm for ancient debris in the nether. Now what you want to do is you want to start digging down until you hit around Y level 15. That's generally where you find the most of this stuff. And of course, if you're in the nether, make sure to drink your fire resistance potion or have some sort of fire protection on your armor, because there are a bunch of lava pockets, as you can see, and you don't want to fall into one of those. So we might actually have to choose a different location to dig down into. And then once in the region of Y15, which actually requires us to go down one more block, my bad, you just want to dig a straight tunnel as you would if you were building an overworld branch mine. Now, I do have to say that a lot of the information in this part of the video is brought upon me by GNEMBON. You guys probably know him. He does a lot of technical stuff in the game. And although he probably isn't the first person to think of this idea, I definitely did get the idea to do this from his video. So let's do a quick demonstration. Get away from the ladders just so that we don't decimate the area that we need to get out. And then you just want to dig a single line like this right out in front of yourself. So it'll be a 5-block reach. As long as you are pushing yourself right up to the block there, you can dig 5 blocks ahead. On one side, we're going to use TNT. So we'll place a TNT block right at the very end there. That's not at the end. I'm going to have to go in a few blocks to get that at the end there. And we'll just light that up and let it blow. And I'm just going to compare explosion sizes. So we'll let that one go first. Hopefully don't disturb any lava. And look at that. Straight away we get ourselves some ancient debris. That is real nice and very lucky as well, because this stuff is rare. It's very rare. Okay, and then on the other side we've got our 5 long chute. And then we'll come back to the ladder here, pop down our crafting bench and craft up some beds. We'll just do 2 for now, just to get the example running. Okay, so we've got 2 beds, because there is something you can do after using the bed once. So you want to place the bed right at the end, right click to use the bed, and there you have it. A much, much larger explosion, and you can quite clearly see, in comparison, the difference that you're getting from using a bed. And if you use this method and do it exactly as I have, you should be safe from the explosion pretty much. You shouldn't take too much damage at all. But then what you can do is find, what I'm going to do is take sort of an average of the width of the hole here. So what have we got? We've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say it's 9 wide. Then we're going to come to the end of the hole here, dig a little bit further. Watch out for any lava, of course. Have blocks prepared to patch up any holes that start leaking lava through. And now that we've got the average width of about 9, which is probably slightly incorrect, but that's what I'm going to go with, we're going to go to the edge of the hole, which I'm going to say is roughly here. Count in 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just go ahead and do it again. So this should allow the holes or the explosions to match up slightly and increase the effective area. So again, bed. There goes the explosion. Make sure you put out any fires. Again, this is the reason why we're using the potion. And then you can just take a look around, see if you've got anything interesting. And it looks like the only ancient debris that we found actually came in the TNT hole, which is kind of ironic, right? Because I'm trying to make the point that you're better off using beds when, in this situation, we are better off using TNT. But that doesn't, that doesn't mean anything. We just got very lucky in the TNT situation, but you can clearly see that beds will do a lot more work for you in the long run. There is one more final piece to the puzzle, as GNEMBON explains in the video, which I will try to remember to link down below because he actually explains why all of this works. I'm only explaining how to do it, which is half the job. So the next step is to grab some more of your netherrack, which we just deposited back at the base. I also went ahead and grabbed some shulker boxes, which I wasn't going to do because I was kind of scared that I was going to blow them up shortly after getting them. But, you know, I think we can be careful enough, right? It's not difficult to look after things like shulker boxes. As long as we place them a fair distance away from where the explosions are happening, I'm sure they'll be safe. So, as I was saying, with the netherrack, you want to rebuild your barrier that you had. So you want to go 1 block up like so. Go out by 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. place another bed down, but this time hanging over the edge. So it'll be halfway on the last block, halfway over the edge. And again, right click, and the area of the explosion increases again by quite a nice amount, which reveals more stuff. And not only is this good for finding ancient debris, but you can find a bunch of nether quartz this way. And I've been gathering most of it up, as well as the gold ore that I found whilst doing it. And most of the time you'll be able to identify whether or not there are any pieces of ancient debris hanging around under the flames. But if you're uncertain, then I just suggest that you go in there and put all of the flames out just to be sure. But you can also use the flames just to light the area up, because it does do that job for you. And I'll just make sure I didn't cover anything up there. All right. And it looks like we don't have any more in this area. So I'll just do one more example on the other side here. All right, so let's find the rough center, which was somewhere around here. We go up 1 block and then out by 5. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we grab a bed over the edge. So halfway on the last block, halfway over the edge. Back to the middle, right click, and there's another piece right there. So yeah, this makes farming ancient debris pretty darn straightforward, and it's almost foolproof as long as you're careful and as long as you drink your fire resist potions. If you ever do find a piece of ancient debris on its own, make sure to dig around the area, because they sometimes spawn in strange vein patterns. Just ensure that you're not missing anything, and of course rinse and repeat until you have enough ancient debris to satisfy your needs. Now, this part of the video was never intended to be a tutorial as such, and I realize it's become kind of like that, so let's turn the tides and go over the fruits of our labor here. So as you can see in my inventory, we've got a total of 18 ancient debris, which is pretty darn nice. As I say, didn't take much effort, but it's there. We've also got ourselves 3 stacks and 43 nether quartz ore, and a total of 48 nether gold ore. Now, the reason I've walked through the mine whilst telling you guys that is just so that you can kind of picture the amount of space you'll have to dig out to achieve these results. Now, you may get less lucky than me, you may get more fortunate than me. It's, you know, it's random chance, so you'll just have to see how you get on. And you can also see that I haven't mined out all of the ores. There's a bunch of nether quartz ore around. There might be some gold ore hanging around still. And even without digging that out, we've managed to pull out quite a good chunk of materials here just by using beds. And as I say, it's a lot cheaper than TNT. It's more easily achievable than TNT. I mean, 5 episodes in, we wouldn't have had enough TNT to blow that amount of space out. So I'm pretty happy with what we've done there. Now let's get back to base. We've got to smelt this down and give it some use. Now, I know I said that we were veering away from tutorial style in this video, but it looks like we're going to make a U-turn and head back to tutorial style. So this is what you'll do with your ancient debris once you've brought it back to a place in which it can be processed. So first of all, you'll chuck it in a furnace and you'll get netherite scraps. Now, ancient debris works slightly differently to other ores in the game. So 4 ancient debris will combine together to make you 1 netherite ingot, but each netherite ingot goes slightly further than your average ingot does. So you need 4 gold ingots as well as 4 netherite scraps. So let's grab ourselves a total of 16 gold ingots here. And we should be able to combine those for a grand total of 4 netherite ingots. So I know it doesn't look like much, but trust me, as I say, netherite goes further than most ores in the game. So the smithing table finally has a use. If you right click it, you can use it to upgrade gear. Now, there is one thing I will mention. I'll quickly give you a demonstration. If you were to try to upgrade a piece of diamond armor that already has enchantments, you will maintain the enchantments. However, I'm not particularly impressed with the enchantments that we currently have. So I'm just going to upgrade a fresh piece of each diamond armor. So we've got ourselves netherite helmet. And as you can see, it costs simply 1 netherite ingot to upgrade. It's actually very cheap. There we go. And a full set of netherite gear, which I think looks pretty cool. Now let's take a look at that. Oh yeah. That looks a lot better than the diamond, right? The helmet looks pretty cool. We've got extra detail in the chest plate on the arms. And the boots also kind of veer up at the front. I don't know if you guys can see that on the video very well, but they do actually extend up at the front, which is quite nice. And overall, I like the look of the armor. I'm very impressed. However, until we can find acceptable enchantments for this armor, I think I'm just going to leave it to the side over here and just have it be a cool display piece in the base for the time being. But hopefully sooner rather than later, we can enchant that gear up and start wearing it get out of our scrubby diamond gear, which no one uses anymore. It's old news. No one cares about diamonds anymore. They're done. They're cancelled. Anyway, guys, I think that is pretty much going to do it for this episode today. And you may have noticed that I've been teasing something all episode. And right now I could just refuse to show you what it is. But since I've been overhyping it, I'm just going to show you. So the big news is that we found ourselves a trident. And the funny thing about this trident is that the very, very first drowned with a trident that I killed gave us the trident. So I was pretty lucky in that regard. And we will keep hold of that until we can give it some nice enchantments and get it mended up, because right now it's not doing too good in terms of durability. But that was the sign game I was playing with you today. I know it's a disappointment, but I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it. Anyway, guys, as I was saying, that is going to be all from me for today. I really do hope you enjoyed this one. We made a bunch of progress, probably the most progress I've ever made in a single episode of a Minecraft Let's Play. Let's be honest, we did quite well, didn't we? Got some Netherite gear, destroyed the dragon, got some Elytra wings, and some shulker boxes, all key pieces of the game in terms of advancement. So if you did enjoy this one and appreciate the time and effort I put into it, because there was a lot that went into this one, believe me, please drop a like down below. Any comments will be appreciated in the comment section also, and I'll make sure to get back to those. And if you are new around here and did enjoy today's video, please be sure to subscribe. That will allow you to stay tuned to this series and any other videos we decide to post. Anyway, that's all from me, you guys. Take care. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.